Here I go. I'm admitting her. I don't know where Dina is. Do you want to send her a message? Oh, and then Laura too. Did you invite anyone, Laura? You're muted. Everyone's muted. Logia's there. She's just connected. Perfect. Maybe we can get her on to camera. Can people come on camera? There you go.
Hi, Tia. That's my Tia Loja. And this is our 30, 60, 90-day health reset transformation. I'm a brand new brand partner to Purium, which is well, I'll let Rachel explain more about that. And then this is Rachel, our holistic regenerative practitioner and clinical iridologist. And then Margaret and Grace and everyone else. So welcome, Thea.
Is it Logia? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Logia.
Logia. Hi. You're muted. You can touch the screen and click the mute button to come on mute if you'd like. Here, let me ask you to mute. That might help. Hi, Adina. Welcome.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good.
Good. I have a couple friends here too. We're going to be doing hair and stuff, and they're here to hear about this, what's going on.
Good. Okay, awesome. Everyone can enjoy and listen.
Perfect.
Great. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started then. Are there any other people you guys are waiting for?
I have one or two, but I don't know. I think it definitely Joel said he was joining, and then Sasha said she was going to try and hop on, but she might be late. So they just might hop on.
You want to send a quick message reminder? To Joel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Kahina.
I'm walking through the back.
No, it's okay because we're gonna.
Okay, good. All right, we'll just another 30 seconds. We'll let Kahina connect to audio. There she is. All right. So welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and pin my screen for the recording for now. I'm Rachel. Thank you for introducing me, Mayra. Like she said, I'm a regenerative health practitioner and clinical iridologist, and I have been partnering with this superfoods company to help my clients for a number of years. And I had an amazing transformation myself, which is how I ended up partnering with this company. I was sick for 9 years with Hashimoto's autoimmune disorder of the thyroid, and I struggled with adrenal fatigue. I had brain fog. I really struggled with bloating and digestive stuff. I did go through a period of time prior to that where I had really bad eczema and psoriasis. Let me go ahead and make Grace a co-host as well, just so you can let people in. And so, but my main thing was adrenal fatigue. I also got vertigo, and I also just would take naps all day long. So it was really hard for me to work. So I was really looking to change careers. I'd been a wedding photographer for 16 years, and I was really burnt out, and I was kind of feeling like it's time for something new. I don't know what. And so it was really interesting because I found this protocol as a result of just making a decision. I felt like I made a decision I was going to get well. I was tired of being sick. I was really decisive. I'm not going to be sick anymore. And I was also at the same time looking for a way to earn income. I was like, I'm tired of being sick and I need to earn income. Like those two things, I need to solve these two things in my life, because I wasn't able to work as a wedding photographer anymore. Even though I had this beautiful, thriving business for 16 years, suddenly I just was had no energy to work and no motivation. And I was just struggling. So I would only do one wedding a month. And that was just to get me by. So anyway, I made that decision, and then lo and behold, this amazing protocol showed up on Facebook, and I was really impressed with this woman's story and how she'd recovered her energy, and I thought I could really use that. She presented it as a detox, as sort of a cleanse, And I thought, well, that's good. I need to do that. I know that's healthy. I know that's good for you. And when I got started, I was a little bit afraid of like, would I have to give up anything? Was I gonna like resist anything? But it was really amazing because I didn't have to give up anything. I was actually really surprised that all I really need to do was focus on putting this great nutrition in, and my cravings on their own disappeared. So I was really amazed. Within the first 10 days, I lost 10 pounds. I felt amazing. I was like, oh my God, my energy is on top of the world for the first time in like 9 years. I felt like I wanted to climb a mountain, run a marathon. I just was like, what came over me? I felt like the bionic woman, like I'm ready to go. And so I did. My whole life transformed, and I could not wait to share this with people. I started sharing this with all my best friends. You're going to hear from Grace, who I also shared it with. And she was one of the first person who partnered with me in this company, became a brand partner. And I was just like so excited, but she was so exhausted. She couldn't even get on the phone. She was like, okay, yes, I'll do this protocol, but I can't talk to anyone because I'm so tired. And I had known Grace my whole life, or her whole art for like at least 20 years. And I was like, this woman she's so near and dear to me. And I'd always known her as wanting to be a mom. Like that was how I knew her. It was like Grace's mission in life was to be a mom. That was like the most important thing for her. And she even created this beautiful sacred midwifery school, sacred birth and conception, and like intentional conception. And she had all these really beautiful things related to birth that she was creating and cultivating in her life. And so I thought I'd let her actually share her story. And then maybe Mayra, you can share your story, and Margaret too. But it's just so potent, how this transformed her health, but also she became this wonderful business partner of mine, and we've been like doing this together ever since. So Grace, I'm gonna pin you too.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Rachel, and welcome everybody. I always like to just highlight the fact that if you're here, then there's something that, is you're responding to, something inside, some potential, some possibility. So congratulations for taking a step toward, what it is that you're wanting to achieve in your life and in your health. And so great to follow Rachel. As she said, we have been friends for over 20 years. She's one of my nearest and dearest. And it's actually kind of interesting. I just saw her journey on Facebook, and another dear friend, and reached out to both of them. At that time, I was 2 years postpartum. And as Rachel said, for me, having a child was always this very deep desire. And that didn't happen until I was 42 years old. I delivered my own baby at home by myself. And I should have been at like the peak, right, of like empowered womanhood and motherhood. And then 2 years postpartum, I just was so depleted. I was in the swamps of postpartum depression. I had hypothyroidism, and it was just not all that I had hoped and dreamed that it would be. And one of the, key things that I think always stands out to Rachel is just me sharing how kind of devastating it was at, 2 years postpartum, beautiful 2-year-old daughter, full of tons of energy and wanting to play. And I just couldn't, every day at like 3 o'clock, my energy would crash so dramatically. And after hearing myself tell her over and over and over again, honey, I can't play. I'm tired. I don't have the energy. And it was one of those things where I kind of woke up out of the trance and heard myself saying that to my daughter. And I made a decision inside. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to shift this, but I have got to shift this. And then I witnessed Rachel going through this amazing journey with the superfood nutrition. So I reached out to her, and I reached out to my friend Anne, and I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I need something. And it seems like you're having results. So that was the start of it. And what was really powerful, and we'll share a little bit more about this, but I was thinking just this morning about how integrated this whole experience has been for me. So I did I started my journey, and in the month after I started, I had already made back what I had paid, and I made an additional $1,000. And I had no intention of starting any kind of business. In fact, I was kind of like irritated for some reason to like even hear that that was a part of it. I was like, I just want to get healthy, but it was natural to share because I was feeling so great. And then if, you know, fast forward to now, I'm actually coming off of a 2-year break from doing the business because I just needed to take some time to heal once again. I was really going through a big period of grief. I lost my best friend to cancer, and some other big things happened in my life, and it kind of threw me off center. So I just took a big step back. I called it my sacred pause, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do some healing. And in that, something else that developed was daily chronic pain from plantar fasciitis. And I don't know if any of you have dealt with that, but that's literally like every step that I took, sending jolts of pain to my brain. Like I was afraid to get out of bed and walk to the bathroom. It was so painful. And so I was talking to Rachel regarding this, and she was like, you know what, I really feel like if you just dive into the protocols again, you can get this taken care of. Within 4 days, no pain in my feet. And it was a little bittersweet because I was like, wow, I just dealt with that for 2 years and I could have just been leaning in. But the other thing that happened during that time was that I got paid $30,000 in residual income over that 2 years, and I did not make one single call or support anybody for 2 years. So that's the power of this nutrition, not only to heal our bodies, but also a really integrated business model, you know. And so for me, that was a big wake-up call. It's like, wow, I just got paid every Friday and then once a month, and I did absolutely nothing. So thanks for letting me share, Rachel. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. It's such a beautiful story. And let's go to Mayra. You invited people to this call, and I would really love to hear your story because you're new. You just started, and already you've had so much success just in the first 30 days. So please share with us what your experience was kind of before and after.
Okay. So my name is Mayra, and I learned about this product through Margaret, and I had been sharing with her that I was dealing with a lot of bloatiness, a lot of TMI gas, horrible gas. And then just indigestion. Anytime I would eat bread or tortillas or, you know, just anything, that kind of stuff, it's just my stomach would always hurt. I would feel like my intestines would be like turning or something. And I'm vegetarian and I eat pretty healthy, but it's just like it wasn't enough. I was always feeling kind of crummy in my digestive system. And not only that, I have a little bit of rosacea on my face, and it just seemed like it was just getting worse. Like it was spreading over to the other side of my face. And I was just like, this is not going away and I do not like it. And I've gone to the doctors, and the doctors always just kind of give me the steroid cream, and then they tell me about side effects and I can't be out in the sun, and then they try to give me antibiotics and or, you know, other stuff, and I'm just like, they just treat the symptoms but they don't treat like what's causing it. And so I just got fed up. And so then Margaret introduced this, and I've been on this now for 47 days now, and I can tell you, oh my God, I love it. I don't think I'm going to get off of it ever. My stomach is so much better. I don't have bloating. I don't have like the bad gas. Thank the Lord. It's just everything's so much better. I have noticed my skin clearing up. It's getting a lot better too. And I noticed that like the days that I allow myself to have a treat or cheat, whatever, it like right away, I can tell that it's like, no. It's like, don't do it. And I'll do it. I'll take that treat, and like, yeah, right away, instantly, I can tell like, this is not good. Like I'm learning to pick up on what's triggering and like just cleaning my system, and just everything's a lot better. And I'm just so happy about the product. So yeah, thank you, Rachel.
Thank you. So inspiring. Like it's so incredible. You're just like 1.5 months into the 90-day protocol, and you're having such amazing results. It's like, it's kind of overwhelming how quick this can happen. I remember being really surprised at how quick it happened for me. I was like, how is this even possible? In the first 10 days, my bloating was gone. My exhaustion was gone. My motivation came back. My My energy was through the roof, and I was all organic, eating healthy beforehand. I was doing all the things. I was that person who was like picky at the restaurant. Don't give me this and give me that. And, I was that person, and so I was like, why am I sick? I'm doing everything right. But I didn't realize I needed to detox, because a lot of times we may be eating healthy, but we haven't detoxed the accumulation of chemicals and metals and pathogens and parasites or whatever that we've been accumulating for the last 20, 30, 40 years, however long we've been alive. For me, it's 50 now. Okay. And so now I can say that I'm 9 years in, and I was sick for 9 years, and I now have officially been healthy for 9 years. My blood work is good. I no longer have Hashimoto's. I no longer have any of the symptoms at all that I ever had in those first 10 days. Literally, they were gone in 10 days. I stayed on the Core 4 nutrition. I've been on it for 9 years, and it has completely helped me stay afloat. And the daily ongoing maintenance is really just a daily detox, because we do need to do a daily detox if we don't want to keep accumulating and then get sick and then have to go through the process again, like Grace did. It's like you want to just stay on the products and just like stay on these superfoods and just like keep letting yourself have a daily detox. It's really important. So let's see, Margaret, would you like to share? Margaret, who introduced Mayra to this, is a RN nurse, and maybe you could tell us a little bit also about, just kind of expand on what that means for yourself. And
Yeah. So for me, it's been a slow transition for me, but at the same time, it's been really life-changing. For me, about at the beginning of the new year, I really was praying and had a vision for something to change in my health. I've had lost 100 pounds through gastric bypass, but then I had been slowly starting to gain it back through COVID. And the other thing that really majorly happened was my sister at 50 unexpectedly passed away, and I was like deep in grief. And I really feel that this product helped me so much in the aspect of not being overwhelmed with grief and depression. It helped me to move on and get a little bit more of a emotional balance. So I really believe this product made a big difference, because I was finally feeding my body some dense, nutritious stuff. And so when you do that, then there's emotional balance and there's hormone balance, which I was really suffering from menopause symptoms. I was getting hot flashes. I was not sleeping at night, getting constipated. And right away, one of the first things that changed for me, besides the emotional balance, was the sleep. And I was able to get sleep, and it wasn't so much I wasn't I was sleeping deeper, so when I woke up, I wasn't feeling so exhausted. And the other thing, the hot flashes are much better. I'm still working on that. The detoxing is helping and getting the accumulation. And then also, when you've had a gastric bypass, there's a lot of things that you don't have, those astringent factors that help absorb vitamin B12. And so that can easily start depleting you. And the dense nutrients has starting to make a difference, and it's affecting my thinking, my mind. I'm clearer in my thinking. And why all this is important was because 2 years ago, I left my RN career because I wanted to be a support for moms that were pregnant, or women that were getting pregnant, and I wanted to support them to have a birth at home, step into their sovereignty with confidence. And that also helped me step away from the medical field, the allopathic way of doing things. And one of the other things with all that was it drew me through nutrition, which is really left out of the medical system and the allopathic way. And it is so freaking important and can make so much difference in people's lives and healing. And, even if you end up doing the Western way of medicine, having this nutrients as your base is going to make a difference in your healing. So, and so for me, it's all coming full circle and making transformation and having, when you go through major transformation in life, whether it be birth, death, grief, whatever it is, having the right nutrition makes all the difference. And so I really think that this is really a godsend, really. And it will make a difference. And no matter who it is, you don't have to give up everything, because over time, it will make changes. It will incorporate change for you. And not to get so hard on being perfect and giving up everything, because it does take time. And so that's my story.
Yay, thank you so much. I thought I would share some of these before and after pictures too, just to give you guys a little visual. And I'm going to start with Grace's pictures because she's actually on the call today. And sometimes we see pictures of people's before and after, and we're like, that's just somebody, some advertisement. It does something who doesn't even like really exist in our mind. But I'm going to show you actually her. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and let you guys see it. So here we go. So Grace, maybe you can pop off mute and like narrate this a little bit. There she is, day 1 and day 34.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So it looks like I'm pregnant in the day 1. And in fact, people would often ask me at that time, how far along are you? And it was always this awkward moment because, I mean, I had gotten used to it and I wasn't offended, but people would always feel so horrible for asking me. So yeah, this was, the day I started. Day 24, you can really see just my bloating has gone down. I just felt so much better. And then day 34, amazing transition as well. But the thing is, there's what you can see happening from the pictures, but what happened internally was incredible. And then I actually went on to, I'll just speak to that, like way more energy to play with my daughter. Yes. And then I ended up bodybuilding, and over time I released 65 pounds on these products. And then I shifted to the athlete's protocol. And yeah, you can see I went through an amazing transformation. So woo! I'm a lifer with these superfoods. Oh, this is so fun seeing these. Thank you, Rachel.
Me too. It's like one of my all-time favorite pictures. This captures your essence. This is Grace. This is the Grace I've known for like 20 years. There she is.
I love that picture. And my kiddo is actually right here. She just turned 10. We just did her 10th birthday.
Happy birthday. Hi. Oh my gosh, that's so great. So yeah, it's incredible. Like really, I think it's amazing how far reaching it is, that this can help with so many things. I actually have another screen share for you guys. That this can help with so many things. So I mentioned energy. That's like the number one thing that people feel the most change with is energy. But here's a little list. We call it SWIPed. It's our acronym for all the things we see people change. Sleep and skin. My stretch marks went away. I was really amazed that the super aminos help with that. Even if people are underweight, it can help them gain weight. If they're underweight, it can help them lose weight if they're overweight. Helps with inflammation and pain, energy, and even emotion. Anybody ever like experience any mood changes on here? Like just noticing, yeah, Grace is raising her hands. Like suddenly I was like no longer cranky at my boyfriend. I was able to like kind of be a little bit more happy. So these are some of the people who are on our team. These are the people who've joined our business. And so I just want to show you real people, right? So this is Grace and one of our best friends, and Adina's good friend too. We've all known each other forever. This is her, like, I don't know, 60 days later or something like that. And here's my friend Chris, and he lost 200 pounds in 1 year. But let's look at what it does for skin. Like the skin, what you see on the skin is an example of what's happening in the liver. What happens when the liver really has problems? We have viral loads, acne, streptococcus. And we've seen people totally, this is our friend Nova. She's on the team and she literally transformed her skin with like 6 months to a year. And she doesn't even have scars anymore. It's like absolutely incredible. Here's a friend who he had erectile dysfunction, hypertension, high blood pressure, and all of that went away in the first 30 days. This is a 90-day protocol. So like the first 30 is really like the cleansing and the detoxing, and a lot of weight is shed if you have extra weight during that time. That's also the time where people who are underweight will actually start to finally gain healthy weight. And then the second month is sort of like is like getting used to it, like just really kind of integrating the protocol, feeling more just like familiar with following this protocol, and like getting it into your habits and starting to have cravings really gone. And then the third month is really the lifestyle integration, where you're like embodying this lifestyle and it's not a struggle anymore, right? And you're not even struggling. Like who got through the struggle in the first few days? And anybody experienced for me in the first 10 days, my struggle was gone. Grace raised her hand. I see Mayra nodding her head. So yeah, it's really amazing what can happen. Here's somebody who had liver poisoning, and this is our friend who actually was one of the people who got me on board with the business. And she had gotten chemo poisoning and had this horrible eczema outbreak in this first picture. And then doing this protocol, like her skin completely changed. It's like smooth and beautiful, and I've seen her in person, so I can vouch for it. It's true. And then I had an athletic transformation. I literally went from couch potato to working out all the time, and this is me in 90 days. So I lost 25 pounds before I actually even really, I would say I lost a good, like probably 18 pounds before I started working out. And then when I started working out, this happened. I was like, this is the day after my competition. So I was just like really amazed at like how much this helps build muscle. Here's another friend of ours. This is her like over a year, I would say. And she lost 80 pounds. And then she got into fitness too. She got so inspired. She wanted to work out just like me. This is what happens. People become athletes on this program. And now there she is in her CrossFit studio, that she bought this whole gym and became a gym owner in the time that she did this. So that was really inspiring too. So just to show you guys like a couple examples of the variety of things that this can achieve. We have a friend, Glenneth, who no longer has sleep apnea. He got off his sleep apnea machine. It's just like incredible. I've had several friends who've recovered from arthritis. I've had friends who've actually who had a lot of pain suffering from Lyme disease, and then that went away. And like within the first 30 days, I had another friend who had fibromyalgia. We went on a camping trip 30 days after she got off of her 30 days into her protocol, and she was like no longer in pain, and she was able to like walk up all these stairs with us. And we went, on this trip to to where were we? Tahoe in the summer, being active, and she was totally active with us. It was really fun. So let me share with you guys the protocol. You're all curious about the products. What's in here? Okay, let's share. All right, let's go back to my, let me go back to the website here. And Grace again. So this is the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. And I really love the name of this product, the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, because this is really designed to help us change our lifestyle. Everyone knows what pretty much is healthy, right? We all know like it's healthy to be active. It's healthy to get exercise. We all know it's good to eat vegetables. We all know it's good to eat fruit. We all know that like, we want to remove processed foods and sugar. Like that's pretty standard. But why is it so hard to do what we know? Right? Why is it so hard to do what we know is healthy for us? So that's why I love that it's called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, because this is helping us change, and it takes 90 days to really, they say, don't try to change more than one habit in 4 months. So once every 4 months, change a new habit. But this is the best habit that you can change in 90 days. And so this is what's in it. This is the protocol that Grace did, that I did, that all of us started with. And this is the basically 60 of your 90 meals right here. This is 60 of your 90 meals in 1 month. And you have, these are all your greens. One green drink is equivalent to like 6 microgreen salads. I've heard 30 fruits and vegetables. So, this is an incredible amount of nutrients. And this is going to be so filling, because who remembers why things are filling? What fills us up? What causes hunger to go away? Feel free to top off mute.
Protein.
Someone said protein. It's actually it's not the answer, but protein definitely does, in terms of calories, fills us up.
Nutrients.
Yes, nutrients. So all of our nutrients, all those vitamins and minerals, that's what our body, when we're hungry, our body's looking for that. There was actually a study done where they had like 100 people, and I think it was either half of them. Yeah, I think it was half of them only ate protein and the other half only ate sugar. The ones who ate protein actually died, and the ones who ate sugar actually lived. So that study was buried because it was obviously very raised a lot of ethical issues, but it was done by the military. And so now we know that actually the body actually lives on sugar. So it doesn't mean that we're supposed to have refined sugar, but fructose is really from fruits and vegetables. That stuff, when it turns into the proper kind of sugar in our blood, it's not refined sugar. And that is the sugar our body lives on. Now, when we eat fats with that sugar, our body can't digest the sugar, and then we end up with diabetes. Okay, so people who struggle from high blood sugar are actually struggling from the fat that's blocking the sugar from being digested in their cells. So that's what's actually happening. So our body really does need this. So people ask me all the time, is the apothecary juice okay? Because this is a tart cherry juice, right? Is this okay with diabetes? This is actually helpful for people who are diabetic. So the number one thing you can do with diabetes is actually remove the fats and actually enjoy a more fruits and vegetable-based diet, a more plant-based diet. So this also has naturally occurring melatonin and helps with deep sleep. If you're an athlete, it helps reduce sore muscles. It also helps with gout and reduces lactic acid. And it's just absolutely incredible for sleep. So this also helps balance hormones. We've also got this is your vegetables, this is your fruit, and we've also got your protein right here. So we do need protein, but that's not what fills us up. So the reason people get filled up by meat and vegetables is by meat, it's because of the dense calories. They actually feel full, but they'll still sometimes be hungry even when hungry. They feel full because their stomach is full, but they're not feeling satiated. Their body's not necessarily satiated. So a lot of times we'll still eat. We'll overeat because our body's looking for nutrients. And until it gets those nutrients, we won't feel full. So you might find yourself, at a restaurant eating more than your share because you're like, I'm still feeling like I can eat, because your body's still looking for nutrients because it's not really getting it from the foods that you're eating. So this is natural plant-based protein. There's enough protein in these shakes and in these super aminos to actually cover all your protein for the day. That's going to be like 150 grams of protein. That's going to be like equivalent to several servings of meat. So you're actually getting plenty. So no one needs to feel deprived here. We also have your probiotics, which is your biomedic. This is really incredible because it also removes glyphosate. So glyphosate is the toxin in Roundup. It's an herbicide. It kills plants. It kills weeds. And so that is sprayed on non-organic GMO foods. Occasionally, it can drift and it can get into some organic foods as well. Even though it's not allowed in farming, you can sometimes get some drift. So no matter what, we're all kind of consuming glyphosate, especially if we eat out or we're eating at the deli or going to a restaurant. It's not all organic. Okay. So this will, and studies show that in six weeks, this removes 74.5% of glyphosate. Over here, we got the super cleanser herbs. And this is what you're going to take for 10 days each month. So when in Grace's picture it said 10-day cleanse, she was talking about this. This is like you do a 10 days of the super cleanser in the middle of the month, the first month, and then 20 days later after the eggs have hatched. So it kills any parasites or pathogens that don't belong in the first 10 days. And then you got to let those eggs hatch that survived that. And then 20 days later, you take it again and it kills the second round. And then now you're clean. So if you're wondering, well, I don't know, do I have parasites? Well, if you have a dog or a cat and they lick your face, then chances are you're getting those parasites. But these can be dealt with gently, right? With super cleanser herbs. It doesn't mean you need to stop having a cat or letting them kiss you, but you do want to do this cleanse regularly. Like at least we recommend it 4 times a year, but I would do it at least twice a year. So this also helps with viral loads. This helps with anyone who's struggling with viruses, even COVID. This is something that I recommend when people have long haul COVID. I'm like, you could really definitely want to get these super cleansers herbs in there. You want to get this apothecary juice in all day, because these are going to help you fight the virus. And then obviously all these greens are really incredible these like microgreens, spirulina, super greens, alfalfa leaf powder, barley green juice powder, all the things that are in here. Some of the shakes have, you can decide which shakes you want. Some of them have amazing, like mushrooms and adaptogenic, hormone balancing herbs. So this is going to obviously help boost your immune system as well. So what does it all cost? This is literally $12 a day. Okay, so this is $12. This is 60 of your meals. That's 2 meals a day. So $6 pays for a meal and your supplements, and you do that twice a day. Okay, so the retail value on that is $480, but you're going to get it for $360, which is $120 off with a gift card from the person who invited you to this call. So you'll get that gift card from them. But I want you to take a moment and think about how much you spend on a meal. So go ahead and type in the chat, how much do you think you normally spend on a meal? Now, do you eat out? Do you eat at home? Do you occasionally eat out? Like, how much do you think you on average spend on a meal? Maybe before you did this, if you guys have done this protocol for a long time, maybe before you ever did this protocol, what do you think you might have spent? I'm going to say easily, at least several times a week, I will go to the community market and I will buy a meal for easily $20 minimum, just to get my sandwich and my drink and some potato chips or whatever I get, right? So 20 to 25, $25 per meal with tax, 15 to 30, depending on what and where. Even if I eat at home, I eat all organic. So I easily spend $10 on a meal. So I know that this saves me money. And whenever I do this protocol, and I can say that I did calculate in my first month, I saved about $300 on my grocery bill. So you just want to think of these as your groceries. You're buying your groceries up front, a month of groceries at a time. And so that's what this first month is. And so just think about swapping that out and how much that might save you. And if you feel like this has saved you money, go ahead and throw in the chat what you think you might have saved. So I'm going to show you, the pack that I really like to recommend is the Plus Immune Pack. It's got this added zinc with vitamin C, A, D, and E in it. We're all kind of deficient in D these days and zinc. So this is just $35 more. So it's for just, so it's more like $13 a day instead of $12 a day for that pack. So that's one that I really recommend, but I'm just going to show you the price for the basic pack, and you can choose when you go to the checkout. You're going to click get started today. And here's what you get. You can customize this under month 1. Click, would you like to customize this? Here's where you can choose your shakes. I recommend getting 2 super meals of any flavor that you like, maybe one of each flavor, original and vanilla chai, and then get 2 power shakes. Most people like appleberry. If you don't like any sweetness at all, get unflavored. It's not sweetened with sugar. It's just monk fruit. The super meal has stevia. So there you have it. So that with tax is $371 your first month, and then it goes down to $340 the second month and the third month. So now we're looking at more like $11 a day. And then the fourth month is just maintenance. This is what I did for 9 years. This is what I've been doing for the last 9 years. It's been keeping me on track, is the minimum. This is like my minimum order every month. And this is $195. So that's like $6 a day, $7 a day, something like that. $6.50 a day, we'll say. And that gives you a meal plus your supplements. So I replace at least 1 meal a day with these shakes. So then you can just add that to cart. And then on the right side, you can see that there's today's order. You can just scroll all the way down. You only get charged 1 month at a time. Okay. So you only get charged when it ships your pack out. So you can just, know that you can also quit at any time. There's a 60-day money back guarantee. If you're like, I'm not sure, you want to get your money back, you can just, they don't even ask questions. You can do that. And then just continue. And at some point, it'll either ask you for the referral code or it might be embedded already. So like that. Okay. So then you scroll on the right side, because there's 2 sides, right and left, to make sure you scroll on the right side down. So you click continue, and then you can go ahead and do all this process over here. So hope that was helpful. One thing I'll say now is, before we open it up to any questions, is that as you know, as you could tell, this was so life-changing for me that all I wanted to do was share this with everyone. And I've shared it with my best friends, and they've all joined me in the business, and we have had a really good time. I went from basically being so sick, I was living in my car. Okay, ended up living in my car for a few months. I ended up sharing this with so many people that it actually ended up getting me back out of my car. It gave me an income. I got into a house, and eventually I was able to put 3 kids through college. Not my children, but my brother, 2 of my brother's children, and two girls and 1 boy who are my nieces and nephew. And I put them through college in the Philippines. And that was really, really important to me to know that after my father died, I was able to kind of carry on his tradition of help to caring for our family, and give these kids an option for their lives. And so that's what working with Purium has meant for me as a business. It's enabled me to be financially free. And so, you know, if you are curious about how to either refer people to your friends who are now in this business and you'd like to help them out that way, that would be amazing. If you feel like you're interested in becoming a brand partner and you'd like to be an affiliate and learn how to do that, we have a free Alchemy Health and Business School that you can attend that on your own time. It's pre-recorded. You can just attend that school for free. So we say this is a free business school. You get to learn everything along the way. So with that, I think I'll just stop there and just see if there's any questions that come up. If you'd like me to talk about something specific, I'm happy to address that. All of us are happy to help you. And I'll go ahead and stop the recording.